I can't tell which way this is going.
For who should go first?
Yeah.
I was just thinking the same thing.
You know?
Mine's petty.
Mine's a little bigger.
Okay, I'll go first then.
Great.
Let's do some petty bullshit, y'all.
Erin, what do you hate?
I hate Ridley Scott.
I do not want to say the words hate in a public forum to a potential employer.
That's because you're smarter than me.
It's because I recognized how much of a fucking liability I am.
This
on
is
this
so
goddamn
funny
podcast.
because you are a liability in a lot of ways, like maybe actual legal ways, but I am a liability in like I'll never work in this town again ways.
And like you're fine with it.
But I'm fine with it. Here's the thing. I hate Ridley Scott. I don't really hate Ridley Scott, okay?
Yeah, we don't really hate very
Ridley
many of the
Scott.
things that we say that we really hate on this.
Some of them we do.
Some of them we do. And the ones that we do, you're like, oh yeah, I also agree and I hate that.
This is the thing. This is a petty hate. And it's not even really, I mean, it is about Ridley Scott, but it's also not. Anyway, Ridley Scott's done a lot of great things.
It's about like
Good
older
job.
white men who make a lot of movies.
Yes. Thelma and Louise, like, proud of you. Go you. Excited.
Good job.
However, I'm sorry. I want to start with the headline of this fucking
Did he direct
article.
that movie?
Yes.
He's got 2 out in like this
Yes.
a month in a row?
Yes.
Wow.
Here's the headline. Ridley Scott blames millennials for the Last Duel box office failure. First of all, why is everyone still blaming millennials for everything?
I don't know, but I also if that statement was true, yes, blame millennials. We don't want to watch a movie about sexual assault starring Matt Damon.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You know?
That was my first thought was like Ridley Scott blames millennials.
Not
I'm like,
that-
well, if you wanted millennials to watch it, maybe you wouldn't have put Matt Damon in it. Like, we don't care about Matt Damon.
Matt Damon said the F word.
We give zero fucks about him.
Matt
like,
Damon just
zero.
discovered that saying the F word is wrong
bad.
and bad.
Like, he's not for us.
Did you see The Last Duel?
No, I did not.
Great. I saw The Last Duel. It was, I wouldn't say a waste of time because I really enjoyed watching this movie and then thinking about J-Lo watching it sitting next to her boyfriend, Ben Affleck. And then having to be like, babe, that was so good. You did like such a good job. I'm really
Such a
proud
good
of you.
job.
Anyway, so I might be a Good Will Hunting truther. And allegedly, Matt and Ben wrote this fucking movie. They replay the sexual assault 3 fucking times because they need to cover it from everyone's perspective. And what I did appreciate is that, like, in every shot they got, they were like, yeah, she was raped. She was really raped. It was really bad. So there was no real... I mean, the stakes were, like, do this duel, or, like, you and your wife are dead, or, like, the rapist is dead.
Whatever.
And it was based on a true story, so I Googled it.
Whatever. I mean, I love Nicole Holofcener.
And I love Jodie Comer.
Okay, we're going to get to Jodie Comer because, first of all, it's like, if you gave a shit about millennials, you wouldn't put Matt Damon, you wouldn't make a movie like by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Sorry, not for us. Secondly, oh, it's millennials' fault it didn't do well at the box office. Well, I'm sorry. Are millennials not kind of the prime demographic of like moviegoers? I mean, we're like late 20s for this kind of movie, late 20s to early 40s. Like, is that not what you were aiming for?
We're all
like,
obsessed with Game of Thrones, and also we're in an entire global pandemic, and you did not release your movie on streaming.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, look, who was this for? Who was this for?
No one's risking their life to go see The Last Duel, but apparently it was me.
Yeah, it was you. You did. You risked your life to go see The Last Duel. Okay.
I risked my life to shit on a movie with my friends.
Here's the thing. I just can't. I can't with this fucking bullshit.
What'd he say?
I'm so over it. Here's a quote. Well, first of all, he's like, Disney did a great job promoting it. All right, fine, whatever. Suck Disney's dick.
Disney
I don't care.
movie?
Apparently, who knew? Probably 20th century. I don't know. I'm guessing. Anyway, what I think it boils down to, what we've got today are the audiences who were brought up on these fucking cell phones. This is a direct quote. The millennial do not ever want to be taught anything unless you are told it on the cell phone. First of all, Ridley.
You sound 112 years old.
112. Like, to be fair, I did look it up. He's like 83. which is old,
Also,
but still.
if you
like-
want to blame our cell phones, who has a landline? Like,
No one.
like all of us have to really be in touch with our cell phones because that's your phone. End of sentence. You're not leaving anyone a fucking, like, your movie didn't do bad because we don't have answering machines anymore. Like,
Okay.
they're not related.
I'm so sorry I don't have a service that answers my calls and writes them all down and tells them to me later.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the other thing. We are prime mid-millennials. I did not grow up with a fucking screen in front of my face. I got my first cell phone, which was a Nokia brick.
I had a brick.
That only could play Snake when I was like, I got it when my brother started driving, so when I was like 15.
Oh, I got mine in 8th grade. So I think we got ours in the same year.
Around the same time, yes. And I had a Nokia brick. We didn't text. We couldn't look shit up on our phones. Like, I didn't get an iPhone until I was like late college or
And
maybe
even
after college.
If you want to do late millennials, that's my little brother, and he had like was really inundated with like TV and like maybe had like CD-ROM games, but like it wasn't, you know, an iPad baby.
Yeah, and like he's basically saying that, oh, it's the phones, it's the phones. I'm like, if you're gonna like shit on an entire generation, at least get it right. You're supposed to be shitting on Gen Z, okay? Now look, I
And
love
they're
Gen Z.
extra not seeing your movie about sexual
they do not
assault
care.
starring Matt Damon.
They give zero fucks. They're like, Matt Damon, I don't know, my grandparents like him, ? Like, fuck off. So get it right if you're going to, you know, malign an entire generation. Get it right. You got the wrong one. This is just like, oh, here's another one. Okay. I cannot with this. All right. But here we go. Also, by the way, sorry, this was my other thought while I was reading this goddamn article was like, okay, so the millennials and their phones, and yet Dune broke like 1 million fucking records. So we all went to see Dune. We just didn't go see your movie. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think it had anything to do with our phones.
I know. I think this person, I truly think it's ego. I think this person is like, but I'm the greatest director who's ever lived.
Oh, Will.
It's like,
yes.
You're in a pantheon of a lot of other people who direct a lot of films.
Who are great. And there are a lot of millennials who are big Ridley Scott fans.
And
they
I'm
love Alien.
so sorry you, like, maybe you didn't make your budget back. I literally did not look at the
even
numbers.
a little bit. Not even a little bit.
Like,
it made
we all make
27
mistakes.
million carrying
grow
a
up.
$100 million budget. So, but yeah, we all make mistakes. You're Ridley Scott. They'll keep giving you fucking money to make movies.
You
Cry
don't
me
have
a
an
goddamn
issue,
river.
and then you had another movie come out within the next month.
Right. So, okay. This is where it gets like a little bit nastier. There's a misdirection that has happened where it's given the wrong kind of confidence to this latest generation, I think.
What kind of confidence is wrong?
I'm sorry. We have a kind of confidence that says that we are allowed to like what we like and spend our dollars where we want to spend them and not watch sexual assault movies if we don't.
No, because
like
when
it?
he grew up, there was like one movie in the movie theater, and that's
everybody
the
had to
movie
see
you
it.
went to go see, and there weren't very many television channels. So I think he's like blaming us being spoiled for choice on not wanting to pick The Last Duel, in which case you cannot blame us.
Mm-mm.
Like, you're not going to fault us for having choice and then not choosing you. That's really weird and petty.
It's completely weird and petty. We have the wrong kind of confidence, Allie. So, oh my God.
As opposed to the right kind of confidence, which is unearned white male confidence?
Correct.
Great.
That is the right kind of confidence.
Good.
We have the wrong kind of confidence
Yes.
because those young girls, we'll get to this. Okay, so.
Oh, no.
Particularly so he basically said he thought that the time period and the action would be a draw for younger audiences, you know, because we love Game of Thrones.
Yes,
and
and
like
Lord of the
Wheel
Rings.
of Time and whatever bullshit, which we do. Particularly with Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Adam Driver, and this new girl called Jodie Comer.
Oh, New Girl? Emmy-Award-winning New Girl?
Oh, I'm sorry, new girl beloved by millennials, in fact, is a millennial. I'm sorry, we're going to say fuck all millennials, but have you heard of this new girl, Jodie Comer?
And Adam Driver, who's also a millennial. Also,
Yeah.
Jodie Comer, who's been crushing it since Mad Fat Diary. I've been on the Jodie Comer train for what feels like a millennia.
Jodie Comer, who is an adult woman who is
adult woman Jodie Comer.
Adult woman Jodie Comer, who is, by the way, incredibly famous.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Maybe it's just we millennials who know who the fuck Jodie Comer is. And you, I don't know what he is, the greatest generation? I don't know what they are.
Is he? Is
He's
he
not a
technically
boomer. No, he's way too old to be a boomer.
Oh, wow.
Or is he the, what is it, the lost generation? Whatever. Fuck them all. The point is, you are going out of your way to malign all millennials while also praising millennial Adam Driver and millennial Jodie Comer, who, by the way, we all fucking knew about.
It wasn't praise for Jodie Comer. He fucking dissed her by calling her a newcomer.
Backhanded
She has
compliment.
so many trophies for acting.
Oh my God. So many trophies. So anyway,
like, did you not watch Killing Eve? Did you think this random
I don't think
woman
he did?
Did you think this random woman walked in and had like an amazing audition and
Allie.
it was like a fluke?
Allie,
because you really know she was offer only for this.
Do you really think you watched Killing Eve?
Do you think she's a newcomer when you made an offer only bid for her?
Oh, she did. There's no way she auditioned for this.
There's no way she auditioned for this. They offered her and she was like, pay me more money. This is a stupid movie about sexual assault starring Matt Damon. Like the fucking rest of us.
Oh my God. I just can't get off the fact that this man never watched Killing Eve. And you know who does watch Killing Eve? Fucking millennial women.
I watched
That's
the
who watches
trailer
it.
for this, and me and my friends were like, this is completely ridiculous.
Oh,
Ben
yeah.
Affleck has a weird...
It's like, there's no way I watched
Ben
this.
Affleck has a weird bleach job. Matt Damon has like the strangest hair and makeup ever. Adam Driver has all of his consistent Adam Driver tics that he uses for every single fucking character. Jodie Comer
Bless
is
his
the
heart.
glue that holds that movie together. The rest of it is a disaster. And it's really funny.
So the thing is, like, he gets to like the end and like, he gets to the end. No, this article comes to an end. I don't know how long he fucking went on. Probably hours.
Yeah.
But there's something in this that I kind of dig, but also it's such an entitled white male point of view. He says you can't win all the time, which maybe you should have led with that.
True.
Perhaps, instead of blaming everyone else for why you didn't win this time. As far as I'm concerned, I've never had one regret on any movie I've ever made. Nothing. Now, I actually like that. Like, for me, like, that's kind of how I feel about, like, look, I did the best I could at the time. I don't regret anything I did. I made the choices I made, and I move on, right? But the only thing is, it's just like... maybe sometimes you should listen to someone. And also, like, this whole article just, I'm not going to say, look, Ridley, if you ever hear this, you won't. It's a podcast. You're like, what's a podcast? That's a millennial talk.
Who are Erin and
millennials
Aliee?
talking? Oh, they're just millennials talking into the internet. And yes, we are. We are millennials talking into the internet. But this is also
That's the whole conceit of this podcast.
Entirely. But by the end of this article, I also was just like, in 1982, I made a film called Blade Runner. It was my third movie.
Did he?
Yeah, we know. We know, brah. We know.
You want to know who watched Blade Runner? Millennials.
Yeah, I'm sorry, who made Blade Runner into a cult classic? Millennials. Pretty fucking good. I was killed by film critic Pauline Kael, who didn't even meet me. She had never met me, and I suddenly read this article in The New Yorker, which is a very classy magazine. I read it, and there's a 4-page series of insults. And I framed it. It's in my office right now. I'm like, oh, great. Why don't you tell us about some more women you hate? So Jodie Comer is a girl.
Knows her by name.
Knows her by name, and is mad that she's never met him? She didn't have to meet you to review your movie.
That was what he found insulting. Not that she, like, hated his movie and went on for 4 pages about it. But it's like, you didn't, like, meet me.
You didn't even know me. You didn't call me first.
It doesn't matter
talk to me.
Who you are. If critics don't necessarily fucking do a meet and greet with every single director of a movie.
Especially a fucking Blade Runner, which, by the way, was universally panned. But he picked out this one woman. This one woman. So how many critics hated Blade Runner? I don't know, all of them. They all hated Blade Runner. But yet, the person who he has their review framed on his wall is goddamn Pauline. So I'm sorry, Ridley. Like, you've done some good things in the world. You've made some good work. But right now, this week, I hate ya. I hate ya. And I'm not going to see House of Gucci, and you can't make me. Ha!